Senator Inhofe.
Yeah, thank you, Mr. Chairman. I do want to clarify a couple of things. What I was trying to do in my time, my first 7 minutes, was to make it very clear that I knew that it was not you two. I mean, I use your quotes. Your quote, Secretary Hagel, about American dominance on the seas and the skies and space can no longer be taken for granted. And yours, General Dempsey, when you said that on a path where force is so degraded and unready that it would be immoral to use force. And then all the rest of them. There's one area where we all agree, and I'm talking about the uniforms and the secretaries and everybody else. That is that we are down to an unacceptably low level compared to the threat that's out there. And I attempted to get that across, and I really think the last two, first of all, Senator Graham came along with this 3.2% of GDP, and when it had been 5% during the times of peace. Now, since that time, in looking in the president's budget into the future, it goes starting next year down from 3.2 to 3.0, 2.8, 2.7, 2.6, 2.5, and on down to 2.3. So that's the plan that's out there right now. In terms of priority, it's totally unacceptable. But I think that he did such a good job of using that. And certainly the line of questioning that came from our senator from Texas, I would like to add to the examples that he used, $120 million for a solar farm in Fort Bliss, the $75 million in fiscal year 14 appropriations for alternative energy research. The Navy, now he was talking about another branch there, the Navy contributed $160 million towards biofuels initiatives, retrofitting and building refineries in both fiscal 12 and fiscal 13. In 11, spent approximately $26 a gallon. He covered that one. Didn't mention, and he mentioned one I was not aware of, and that's $117 million in Alaska wind energy. Now, when you start adding all this up, you're talking about really serious money. It may be true. There's a big difference between millions and billions, but right now, this is the problem that we have. It's not you guys. It's the administration that doesn't have the priorities that you have stated, Mr. Secretary, that they have in terms of defending America as the #1 priority. Anytime, and I use the example, yeah, it may sound a little extreme, that the amount of money he spent on his climate stuff would buy 114 new F-35s. I mean, and so I wanted to make sure all of that is in the record, and that was my intent, to make sure that people know out there that we have a really serious problem in terms of the direction this administration is taking us, our military, in the face, in my opinion, of the greatest threat that we've ever faced in the history of this nation. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you, Senator Inhofe. Senator Sessions.